So I wanted to make a video that's kind of an introduction to my channel. And what I want this channel to be, for me, it's a place where I just get to express things that I'm thinking about, interested in my coaching work, which I love so much. And I learned so much all the time. And I've started to feel backed up. Like there's a lot of sharing I do one-on-one with clients, but it feels like good for me to be verbally expressing more in a way that is nourishing for me. And since the work I do is all about finding that flow of nourishment for yourself and recognizing how sustainable a life force that tuning into nourishment is, why not model it? So, by way of introduction, my name is Britta, and I'm both a physical therapist and a coach, life coach, transformational coach, healing coach. And my coach has always pushed me, not pushed me, but nudged me in the direction of seeing how these two things are quite similar and quite complementary. And more recently, I see the overlap. And for me, the impetus has always been to learn about how do people access more freedom, and how do we, the way my coach would put it is point the pathways toward freedom. So when I'm working with someone in physical therapy, I'm looking at all different levels with them of both physically, but also there's the emotional fear and like habitual movements that play into the way we move. And so that even if I'm not directly teaching that, I'm I'm attuned to it. I'm feeling into it, thinking about it, what they need to hear, how we move toward where there's more freedom of movement. And then that's deeply informed also the way I coach, because so much of my life has been spent studying the body. I was also a competitive gymnast and soccer player and dancer. And a lot of my learning over the years has been how does how do we push ourselves and push the body based on a sense of really unconscious for most of our lives pressure to be something for our own worthiness. And as my own spiritual path has opened up and I've discovered and realized on deeper levels what our true nature is, and that it's this deep silent presence that has its own life force, that we're actually doing very little here, if anything at all. And seeing the ways that what we might call identity have pinched off our access to that really open, natural flow. And so, as that's happened for me, as that kind of unraveling, unbinding process, that some people I like have put it that way, it's unbinding of these ways we hold ourselves tightly. As that happens, we're more and more aware. I've been more and more aware in my life of the ways that that's limited. And so the work I do as a coach is one, helping people in their own way through your own ways of understanding, your own portals. So for some people, it's your love of nature. And someone may not have any religious or spiritual language or inclination, but they love science and nature. And so that's the portal to see this sameness of presence that is more our nature than what we think we are. As we open to that and feel how it feels, how it moves, how nature moves. And sometimes we look at it intellectually first with nature, but ultimately with clients, I'm always pulling people into what is your next level of dropping into that deeper nature, that deeper presence, And then from there, we can start to feel, how does that manifest in you as desire, or in a positive way, not sort of the negative clinging of desire, but just this upwelling of love and a movement toward, this is what I want, what your being wants, and how we listen for that. And then also what's in the way of it. And what's in the way of it will also look unique and individual for all of us, but they're usually belief systems. And so what I do with clients is help illuminate the pathway toward really being able to hear what you want in minute things, middle of the road things, and in big life decisions, and what gets in the way of moving toward that. And I'll just say, for me, the process gets more and more interesting as I go, because more and more identities fall away in me. So there's less and less of me helping or me coaching and trying to help people. And there's more and more just a sitting together and listening. But it also, and I thought over the years, as I let go of parts of myself that have control, that want to control, like, well, the more and more I let go, like, I'll be less helpful as a coach. But in fact, it's been the opposite. The more I let go, the more I rest in this presence and listen to how it moves in a moment, the more specific and actually precise the way I coach people gets, and the way I help people in physical therapy gets. And so that's a real joy for me, is helping you discover how free, but also how unique and specific. The more free we are from beliefs about ourselves, beliefs about the world, beliefs about the way the world works, the way things have to be, and we can feel in our body how those are held and what they are, the more free of them we are, we actually become more uniquely ourselves, like someone who's really present and knows their nature on a deeper level. There's a very, very specific flavor in which they show up in the world, and they can much more accurately see where things might be a little out of alignment for themselves and others. So that's my brief initial introduction. And I look forward to making more of these videos and interacting with you more.